Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video. Before I do get into this, I know I have had comments about these types of videos, and some people say that this or a lot of viewers on my channel are children. That is true, that is a good number, but there's also a good number of mature audience. I'm doing this for myself. I like this sort of stuff, and of course there are also some people on the channel here that also like this kind of content. Just before I get into it, just as a disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor, nor do I pretend to be. This is just a entertainment video, and of course this is more or less a video where I say my thoughts and opinions and what I intend to do around the current financial situation and of course the situation of the markets. Also, before we do get into the video, if you see anything like this that basically asks you to go and join a WhatsApp group, keep in mind that this is most likely a spam. Don't fall for it, because if you do send your money there, there's a good chance you will not see it again. So there's a lot of spam like this. It's not just on my channel, it's pretty much everywhere. So don't fall for it. Don't send your money anywhere over the internet unless you are absolutely certain, and of course unless you have done your due diligence. So keep that in mind. A lot of spammers going around. Keep yourself safe, keep your money safe. It's quite important. Let's look at what the situation is currently speaking. Let's refresh this page. The market, as far as crypto goes, is down 3.79%. So yes, we are, as you can see, on a downtrend here. Bitcoin and Ethereum are going down. I think this is just the beginning. We're going to continue going down. Personally speaking, we are now in a bear market, and that is my personal opinion. And well, I'll get into it later in this video. So stick around, because I've got a lot of important things to show you. A lot of important things that I don't think any other channel has covered. So I am going to be looking at certain details that seem to be missed out on other big channels especially. So first things first, generally speaking, crypto is just going down. If Ethereum and Bitcoin are going down, everything else tends to kind of follow suit. This is what we're seeing here. I am particularly interested in Shiba Inu, because Shiba Inu, as you can see right here, when it goes down, it goes down. When it goes up, boy, does it go up. So in terms of making profits, I think Shiba Inu is one of those coins that has that possibility. There are a couple of others that do tend to do well. Avalanche did well. As you can see, it's gone down 90%, so it's going to go back up pretty decently when it goes back up. But we're interested in Shiba Inu. Now, keep in mind that this is not just with crypto that we see this bear run, okay? The stock market is doing the exact same thing. So if the stock market goes down, of course, you'll see your big dogs in the crypto world going down. And so it's just a chain effect. This is not necessarily bad news, in my opinion. This just gives us a chance to pick up some good quality stocks and cryptos at really decent prices. And I don't really know if we'll see this again, or when we'll see such an opportunity again. This is the way I'm looking at it. Now, what is causing this amount of FUD? So that is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. First things first, we have the whole Russia-Ukraine situation. I think it is Ukraine, but yes, Russia going to war, never good news. Of course, as this whole situation progresses, as the year goes on, as we see ourselves towards the end of the year, I think the fear around this will die out eventually. But on top of that, there is more that is causing a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. There is the current situation where President Biden has issued an executive order, and basically the whole idea is he wants to look at ways to regulate the cryptocurrency. In its initial phase, this is one of those situations that is going to cause a lot of uncertainty, fear, and doubt. So this is quite important right here. He's not asking for a ban on it. He wants to regulate it, to tax it, and stuff like that. So, of course, if you look into it, there's a lot to take away. But basically, he's trying to make it safer for the users. He wants to tax it and stuff like that. So, yes, there are changes coming, but it's a difficult one to explain. I don't think this is bad in the long run. It's just bad in the short run. Simply put, the way I see it and understand it is, once this is done with, the US will start adopting crypto or recognize crypto as a form of tenor, as a form of money, legal tenor, if that makes sense. And once the USA adopts that, that is going to send us into a bull market, which is good. Now, on top of this, don't forget, on the 15th and 16th of March, there will be the next Fed meeting, which I think is going to be the worst one as far as its effects go on the stock market and crypto market. I think this is where we will see the worst drop in the markets, and I think on the 15th and 16th is the best time to pick up anything that you want to pick up. I don't think, unless something really bad happens at some point in the future, I don't think that we will ever see prices fall to this level of discount. Let's put it this way, okay? I do think that the fall will be worse than the one in January, but that is actually quite a good sign for those that do want to pick up some good quality stocks. So based on all of these three elements, I think prices will continue to drop. We will be in a bear market. It's not likely that we'll be in a big bull market after. There might be a bit of an upwards movement, but at least for the first part of the year, the first half of the year, the first 3 quarters of the year, I think we will predominantly kind of trade sideways. We will have very short bull runs followed by bear runs. However, with each Fed meeting, the panic effect will be lower and lower and lower, and I think this one in March is the one that's going to cause the biggest dip. Now, with that in mind, I have something to show you. I did make a prediction. I didn't show it in my previous video, but I'm going to show it now. Okay, so bear in mind that this is a couple of days old, and then we'll get at the current situation and just to kind of see how right I was. So first things first, let's go into this file. So this was a couple of days ago. You can see right there off the time right there. So this is what I was guessing was going to happen. I did say that I bought down here and I was going to sell at the top. Now, I sold my Shiba Inu, because this is what we're talking about, around here. I made a decent profit. I did try and mess around with some money, so just kind of a bit of an experimentation there. Now, as things were happening, I used this line, which is, of course, a support line or a resistance line. It currently acts as a resistance line, and once we break through it, it can act as a support line, or we can fall through it again. So I drew that, and of course this was what I was seeing pattern wise. We can see a triangle, and I expected that something around here would happen. We'd either go up or down. So we did have a bit of a fake out. We went down, and it just continued on a downtrend. So that to me indicated that the market sentiment had changed, and that we are going to be going into a downtrend. So I tried to predict how this downtrend would behave, where and what to expect, and I kind of made a calculation based on the previous thing that happened around January. So this is just before the Fed meeting right here. This big fall, and it fell down to just below 17.5 per coin. So that is, I think, quad 0 17,500, and it fell down pretty bad. But as you can see, it bounced back really quick, and we started to trade sideways for a couple of days. Then we went back up on a nice bull run. This is what I think is going to happen on the 15th and 16th of March when the next Fed meeting will take place. Okay, so this is my prediction right here. Let's talk about this. This line right here, this is quite important. This is currently speaking the resistance line that we need to break through. I don't think we are going to get anywhere close to it until around the 15th, 16th, or after it, or just after it. So what's important to keep in mind is that this is the line of resistance, which will act as a line of support very briefly once we do break out of it. We will break out of it, but I do think we are going to go quite low. Now, this is my projection on how the currency will trade as far as Shiba Inu pertains, and I do think we're going to see a downtrend as we get close to the 7th of March. We will probably straighten out, and then towards the 14th, 13th, 14th, we'll start seeing another down run. I do think we will probably get close to adding a zero, if not adding a zero, but that will be very brief before we go back up and start making our way up to maybe about this level right here, so, or just above it. I do think that in the future, just a brief note here, we will see similar movements. So this is something that we can potentially play with. So if we buy down here and sell back up here, we can make a bit of a profit. But this is what I expect to see within the first half of the year, or at least the first 3 quarters of the year. But I'd say the first half of the year. Let's be conservative here. Now, as far as this trend line, now this is just a guess. We might slightly go below it or above it, but roughly speaking, this is what my prediction is. So let's go on to the next picture. These are screenshots I just want to share with you. As far as how far we'll dip, this is what I'm expecting, potentially even worse. This is, I say, the worst case scenario. So this is 5 zeros, 7, 7, you know, whatever number afterwards. It doesn't really make much relevance anyways, but I do think this will be just like the previous fall. Just like the previous fall, just a little dip, flash crash, back up, and then start to see a bit of a rise. So my aim is to buy that flash crash when it happens and pick up as much as I can, because of course after that I don't know if we'll see any sort of dips or flash crashes like this again. So definitely worth keeping an eye out. It might not go as low as this. It might go lower than this. I can't tell. I don't have a crystal ball, but this is what I projected based on previous patterns, if that makes sense. It could possibly crash to quad 0 17,500. I don't know, but this is what I expect to see, a pattern like this, and I aim to buy it out when we do get there, because I don't think we'll get anything or any better deals at any point in the future, or if it will happen, it will be a long time before this happens. So definitely in for it. I'm going to be putting my money where my mouth is, and yeah, so this is what it looks like on the daily chart, my prediction. And I'll show you that on the actual chart. I have kept this going, and I do think, maybe August onwards, so we can see some sort of pattern similar to this up until maybe August time, just before August, and then we might see a bit of a run to the bull side. That is what I think is going to happen. There is another screenshot. Another screenshot here that I wanted to share with you. And that is this right here. I think basically, as you can see, I drew this, which is the line of resistance, and of course it will become support once we break through it. But if we look at this other line, which is basically a previous resistance that turned into support, so you can see that. And if we look at this, this is a flag pattern. Normally this indicates that when this is finished, we will have a run to the upside. So as you can see, I think we will see it maybe somewhere around here. It'll be probably very brief. But then on that topic, I just kind of made a bit of a guess. So if we were to kind of come this way and do another run up, I think around here, this is where we'll see the lowest. We will probably be trading within this diamond pattern right here. And of course, I think we're going to break out somewhere around here, very close to the 15th, 16th and 17th of March. Now let's have a look at how close my predictions are as far as this right here. I still have this up on my chart that I'm following with, and we'll bring this up. My apologies, I did close it accidentally, so it is over here, waiting for it to load. And here we are. So this is what's happened. This is the first line. We kind of, as you can see, we are kind of following that. I did say that I expect it from time to time to go slightly above it or slightly below it, but I don't think we're going to touch this line until the Fed meeting. Okay, so as you can see, we are kind of following that. So on the hourly chart, we're basically sticking to this line. All right, now if we zoom out, as you can see, this is where we're at. Now, as you can see, this is the crash I was on about that happened in January, then we straightened out. We kind of pretty much went this way. I think the exact same thing is going to happen here, only we're going to go lower. And I know this is a big gap right here. Don't let this fool you. I did deliberately do this so you guys can see it, but I think it's going to look more like this, where we just dip really quickly, go back up, have a couple of run to the upside, back down, but then we will start to balance out and start making our way up towards the higher values of this coin. I do think within the year, with all the good things that it has going for it, with all the projects it's working towards or aimed, we're going to see the coin or Shiba Inu go into the metaverse towards the end of the year. So that is something that's going to happen. We're going to have Shibarium released. There's going to be Ethereum 2.0. There's a lot of good news for this coin. It's going to gain a lot of utility. I do think it is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger as these go into effect. So if we look at the daily chart here, let's do the daily chart. Here I am with the daily chart. On the daily chart, this is what it looks like. And as you can see right there, so far so good. All of the daily candles have closed within my predicted trend. Okay, now it is possible that just like here, we may see a couple of runs that go like this and then a dip. Okay, that is totally a possibility. This is just more or less a diagonal line. I did do that just for, I don't know, artistic purposes. I guess I was feeling a bit artistic there. But yeah, the idea is, and I guess we'll know around this area how right I was with my prediction. And we'll see where this goes. So with the current situation, this is what I think is going to happen. I could be wrong. I could be slightly wrong. I could be right. I don't know. Don't have any golden globe or crystal ball or anything, so I don't know what's going to happen, but so far so good. My prediction is kind of taking place. I will refer back to this chart. We'll see how far off I am when we get closer to the Fed meeting, and do you know what, I'm looking forward to it. I definitely want to pick up some stuff at that time. It's going to be both stocks as well as cryptos, because I think this is going to be the biggest discount that we're going to get this year, and probably for a very long time. And finally, as an ending, I just wanted to point out that I am not a financial advisor, nor do I pretend to be. I don't hold any cards or any secrets, nor do I pretend to have them. I am not an expert trader, nor am I pretending to be one. I am just a person that has gotten his toes dipped in these waters. I like what I am seeing and feeling. And with this chart and prediction, I am just trying to test myself to see how right I am. And you know what? Just so I don't say to people that I was right, and you'll get the non-believers going, yeah, sure. This is just me making a record of it. I might be wrong. I might not be wrong. I might be right. Who knows? Time will tell. But in my opinion, this is something that other channels haven't covered. And it's funny because they keep saying about bull runs. I think that there won't be very many bull runs, or the bull runs that we will see will be very short-lived. And don't forget, at the end of the day, stock markets and the crypto market, at least I'd say maybe top 50 crypto coins, are heavily manipulated by your big corporations, your giant whales. So that is a factor to keep in mind. But based on past performances, this is what I think is going to happen. Of course, past performances are not indicative of what the future is going to look like. This is just me kind of trying to guess it out, and we'll see how right I am. I will show this chart in future videos, and we will refer to it just to see how right or how wrong I was. So far, so good. It's turning out that I have been right in what I have predicted, at least as far as the last couple of days of trading goes. So for that reason, I'm not putting any money in it, not at this point, and I'm definitely not buying anything, nor stocks nor cryptos, at least until the 15th. I might pick up a couple. However, I am going to dip heavily on the 16th. I will be keeping my eyes on what is being traded and how it's doing as far as things that interest me. And if I see a flash crash as far as Shiba Inu goes, I am going to be backing up the truck and loading up like nothing else. Now, quite important here, just as a side note, I don't mind Shiba Inu going down and crashing and going to this point where we put on a zero, as long as it does what everything else in the crypto market does. That's normal to me in my eyes. We don't know exactly how low we're gonna go, but if Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, all these top 10 cryptos are doing the exact same thing and Shiba Inu is following suit, I don't mind it because I know it's going to go back up. I'm not worried about it. I will worry if Shiba Inu starts to dip and everything else is going up, or trading differently, or it's trading out of this top 10 pattern. Then I'll worry because there's something different, something's going on, and of course that will need a bit of research. So far so good, we're trading just like the top 10 cryptocurrencies, so to me we're all good at this point in time. On top of that, if you watch other channels, you will know that there are lots of whales constantly buying into Shiba Inu, and if you've been watching this for the last couple of weeks, the last 2 months, you will see that SHIB does move in big numbers as far as going up or going down. It just likes to do that. So it is quite volatile, but there's opportunity in that volatility. That is pretty much it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it and found it useful and informative. If you have, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share, and leave a comment with your thoughts. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm off with my prediction? Do you think I'm just being silly here? I'm trying to predict the future. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I definitely want to read your opinions on this. And until next time, stay safe, folks.